Good. Hello, everyone. This is your boy Brown Man Jepo. You already know I am back with some breaking news. There's too many things to talk about, but the first thing is that the ACFL seasonal awards are here, and there was some big time snubs. So now, basically, I'm here today to go ahead and talk about what's going on. Either way, this is basically some new stuff I learned. And I want to go ahead and talk about what an amazing season this has been. I mean, this has been probably one of the most craziest seasons ever. I mean, if you ask me, I'm just gonna go and say it. It's like, you didn't expect this to happen, but like, I mean, I'm not sure how to say about this. It's basically an end to a good season. But today, I want to go ahead and talk about the awards, though. But first, we're going to talk about pretty much the All-Americans. Now, the All-American for quarterback ended up going to Lucky. And, okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and talk about both. Now, Lucky gets some good news as he takes home the Heisman Trophy, takes home quarterback of the year, and he takes home the All-American award. And this is basically no wonder why. The quarterback, Lucky, went ahead and pretty much went off pretty much this year. Pretty much accounting for over 4,100 yards and accounting for 49 touchdowns, 48 of them through the air. He has said 3,878 pass attempts. This is actually an ACFL single season record. The record was previously held, and yes, I'm saying this was previously held. It was 3,115 yards, and this was set by Divinity Sins. Now, I went ahead and I looked it up, and it turns out that Divinity Sins actually was revealed to be miserable sins. So basically, the record was previously held by the man who won quarterback of the year last season, Sins himself, as he set the record for 3,115 passing yards, 39 touchdowns against 14 interceptions. Now, the new record, here it is. It's a whopping, I'm saying it's pretty much is a whopping 3,878 yards. Now, his passing touchdowns are pretty much really high. And I looked at it. This actually broke the record since set again. Basically, he broke two records that were owned by Sins, as he went ahead and threw 48. Sins had 47, and the 14 receptions. No record was broken there, so I'm not gonna go and really talk about it. Either way, so it was a big shout out to him. And well, and now overall, that's just another big thing. Nebraska center Julian Elgo won Most Versatile Player of the Year, Center of the Year, and wounded up winning, getting named an All-American. Now, everyone was kind of expecting this because everyone was expecting him to win Center of the Year anyway, because overall, the Center of the Year part was no surprise, as he only allowed one sack the entire season. And then finally, But you want to end up winning most versatile player for making this clutch play against Prune, which was a pretty good team. So, you gotta give credit to where it's due. So, yeah. Actually, just realized I want to go ahead and get a clip of it. But he basically went ahead and he wound up kicking the game-winning field goal that put Miami in the Nebraska into the Big Ten championship game. They'll face off against Maryland. Now, running back of the year, to no one's surprise, it's basically Texas quarterback Valerie, as she also won All-American by a good amount too. And overall, if you look at the stats, it wasn't even close. Val went ahead and ran for 713 rushing yards. This was the second place candidate ended up turning out to be Finley's, but Finley's is in the NFL, so like the actual second place guy ended up being Fawn Spector at 333. I mean, you can also go ahead and also look at this whole thing. She didn't really go ahead. She went ahead and pretty much set the record as pretty much the seat. When I checked the season 1 stats, the stuff's like kind of bleaked out. So overall, I wasn't able to go ahead and collect as much evidence as I needed. So, but either way, she basically went ahead and set the record, as basically no one came close to what she did. I mean, although she led in carries and rushing yards, she ended up getting the rushing touchdowns mark, as Finley's went ahead and took it. But honestly, like I said, if I'm being honest, she actually went ahead and technically finished first, since Finley's is an NFL player that's just going ahead and helping out things. Either way, but still, the actual record is pretty much not held by her, as the actual record for a college football player that was actually legal and was an NFL thing was Packers quarterback It's Jackson with 8 rushing touchdowns. Now, it was coming up pretty much for our next award, which was basically what tight end of the year, and ended up going to the underrated Micah the Immortal. Michael was basically got snubbed out of the way, as people had considered him underrated and stuff like that. But everyone was saying Michael was too underrated. And when Micah ended up going ahead and winning the award, this was actually pretty much big news. As to be fair, everyone was pretty much, people were just wondering what was he kind of doing. But I'm not going to go ahead and argue with the award, because Michael pretty much went ahead and deserved it. He balled out. Even though, I mean, the man was basically, people considered him underrated. Although there were 2 tight ends that actually finished with more marks than him. One of the tight ends was pretty much ended up getting banned, and the other one, Tam, was basically also got snubbed of the award as well. As either way, the All-American tight ends ended up being Texas Justito, and this one was also no, for me. This was also no surprise, as he ended up basically